All right, everybody. 2 free Major League Baseball plays coming up for today. Both underdogs, slight underdogs here on the program that Mark Zinno and I will be giving out. Plus, it is, of course, Game 6 of the NBA Finals, perhaps the last game of the season as the Thunder look to win the NBA championship in Indiana. Mark Zinno, you will be getting us started by doing one of your favorite things. Speaking ill of the Braves, perhaps, or at least speaking positively about their opponents in this situation, that being the New York Mets. You want to take the Mets here as underdogs. The Braves have been favored in every game so far. Tell us why you want to take the Mets in this
one. Well, the Rockies can't lose. The Yankees can't win. I can't get a game right. So all's right with the world. By the way, we got to give a shout out to Brent Henderson in the chat yesterday. There was some good comments in the chat yesterday, and Brent said nothing gets Zinno going like the Yankees and his ex-wife, and that is 100% correct. So Brent, you were spot on. And once again, my half of the double play yesterday failed because the Yankees can't score in a whorehouse with a fistful of hundreds.
They are struggling.
So yeah. It's bad. The Yankees are a mess. They're an absolute mess. But guess what? Aaron Boone won't get fired because he has pictures of Steinbrenner doing something with a farm animal somewhere that I assume is the only reason he still has a job. So anyway, Spencer Strider's going for Atlanta tonight. He finally got right in his last start. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, and struck out 13. But that was against a minor league baseball team called the Colorado Rockies, who are trying to ascend and get promoted after being relegated. And now they're promoted back again, winners 4 straight. And hey, take the Nationals again. And speaking of another team that can't hit, the Nationals. God, what an absolute abhorrent lineup that is. They literally cannot score. They literally cannot score. Yeah, because you know what I did yesterday, folks.
Oh, no.
I bet on the Nationals in the first 5, and they didn't score a single fucking run. Not one. And the guy, Mitchell Parker, exactly as I said, because the Rockies can't hit lefties, guy pitched a shutout through 5 innings. And they didn't score a single damn run. Not one. So, anyway, where are we? Yeah.
Mets and Braves.
Braves going for a sweep here. And if Strider's right, we're going to find out. He's facing a real lineup. He has struggled all season long. Now, maybe he's turning around. I've had some conversations with people here in town about his velocity, and it's starting to come back up. He's in like the 95, 96 range, whereas his first couple of starts, he was only 93, 94. Let's see. Let's see where he is. This is a really good lineup that the Mets have. If he's that good, we're going to find out. If he's really turned the corner, we're going to find out tonight. But also because of the fact that the Braves are going for a sweep, and I don't think they're that good, I will. What do you call it? I will back the Mets here to avoid being swept tonight, and I'll leave the Braves shaky bullpen in this whole thing and see if they can come back.
All right, there you have it. Take the Mets here on the money line as they look to avoid the sweep against the Braves. Interesting. You mentioned that you've mentioned both the Nationals and Yankees. Both teams this afternoon will be looking to avoid the dreaded 4-game sweep at home.
I don't know how the hell you back the Yankees at this point. I mean, you could still back the Nationals just based off the fact that the Rockies eventually, have to come back down to earth because it's not a very good baseball team. I don't know how you back the Yankees at this point, even with another pitcher from the Angels who is bottom 5 in FIP in Tyler Anderson. You realize the Angels have 3 starters in the bottom 10 in FIP? 3. The Yankees are going to face 2 of them, and they can't get any runs. It's unreal.
Yankees are minus 275.
That's an insane price. This is just an insane price. You
Nationals a more modest minus 160.
And you can't even take the Yankees team total over here because they can't score. And there's no reason to believe that they will start to score. So
There is a mountain of evidence that right now they are unlikely to put up a lot of runs. A game that featured no runs yesterday was the Brewers and Cubs because it was rained out. That will be my half of the double play here. I talked about this on yesterday's show, Mark, if you recall this matchup. I wanted to bet on Jacob Misiorowski, the Brewers' top pitching prospect. Talked a lot about him, how he hit his big league debut through 5 no-hit innings. He was hitting 100 miles an hour on the gun with his fastball. There is some confusion, or at least the Brewers are being kind of coy now that yesterday's game was rained out. Who's pitching for them today? Will it be Misiorowski or will it be Freddie Peralta? Freddie Peralta is pretty good. I'm cool with either option here for Milwaukee. I want to face, remember a couple things I said yesterday. Milwaukee on the road scores a lot more than they do at home. As a matter of fact, they're split between just 3.58 runs per game at home versus 5.08 runs per game on the road. The largest split positive towards the road in all of baseball. They're the 3rd highest scoring team on the road, trailing only the Cubs and, believe it or not, the Yankees. I want to fade Tyone, who is starting for the Cubs. Tyone was going to start last night's game. He's going to start this afternoon. It's this 2:20 Eastern, by the way, at the Friendly Confines. I know the Cubs are 5-0 in Tyone's last 5 starts, but he's allowed 17 home runs this season. We talked about this yesterday. He's faced some weak lineups as of late. Miami twice, Colorado, Pittsburgh. Those are by far the 3 worst NL teams. I'll go with the Brew Crew here as short underdogs in Wrigley. So there you have it. Your double play. A couple short underdogs on the money line. The Mets at the Braves and the Brew Crew at the Cubs. So that's Major League Baseball there for today. I'm going to have an early play. That's going to probably be a client play for me, the Brewers. Stay tuned to WT.buzz/BP. I also have another early game. So 2 early games in Major League Baseball for me on Thursday, 2-3% client releases.
I put something out, but you guys aren't even buying the shit to fade me, so it's not even worth it at this point. For.
I also have a Game 6 best bet tonight.
I locked it in on Sunday, so I'm committed.
You did, and we're about ready to talk about it, folks. If you've been paying attention to the show this week, then you already know what our best bet is going to be. But again, I'm going to have 3 plays total. I do believe here for Thursday, 2 early in Major League Baseball, and then the Game 6 best bet. We're looking to close the season strong here, guys, in the association. We're on a 10-1 run. Hope to make 11-1. I'm going to let you know it's a player prop that the best bet is for tonight. I haven't played a player prop since this streak began, which was Pascal Siakam under his points in, I think that was Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, if I remember correctly. But it is Game 6, Mark, of the NBA Finals tonight, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Indiana defied the odds in Games 1 and Games 3, but the Thunder have now reasserted themselves with back-to-back wins. They can close out the series tonight. This number opened 4.5. You shouted it from the rooftops, dare I say, to grab that 4.5. It is now up to 6, still 6.5 in some places, with Tyrese Halliburton's status being somewhat questionable for tonight. Does it matter if Halliburton plays, in your opinion? Obviously, we like OKC to close things out, and we would lay the 6. That's going to be our best bet. What would you like to say?
They didn't defy the odds in Game 1. The Oklahoma City Thunder defied the odds in Game 1 by shooting less than 40%, something that's happened less than 5% of the times this season. Mm-hmm. So Indiana didn't defy any odds. They were gifted a game. And in reality, if you look at the numbers across the board in the 4 games that the Thunder have won, including Game 1, which they should have won, the numbers bear out the fact that they're a much better team. I've stayed in that position the entire time. I'm not backing off of it now. Again, tread carefully, folks, because I am mush right now. But Oklahoma City hasn't even come close to playing their best game yet. They haven't even played a complete game. There's only been one game where they've come remotely close to approaching their shooting numbers, their shooting averages for the regular season.
Game 2.
No. Was it game 2? Yeah, no, I have to go look.
I thought it was,
It was Indiana, 'cause they haven't shot better than 44% at home yet.
Oh.
So, and they're a 48% shooting team from the field. Hold on. Now you got me. Now I have to go look at it. Hang on. If you just would have let me keep going, this wouldn't have happened.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had assumed it was game 2. I apologize. You know what happens when you assume?
Let's see. No, you're right. It was game 2. I'm looking at it backwards. That's upside down. Yeah, that's when they shot 48%. It was game 2, correct. So, but even at that, the 2 games that they shot where they were in Indiana, they shot 46% and 47%. However, they didn't even make 80 attempts. This is a team that averages 92 attempts or 93 attempts per game for the year. So they were 13 attempts shy of what they normally do. And even in that, when they shot 47% in game 4, they only shot 18% from 3, and they only took 16 threes. And this is a team that averages about 33 or 34 threes a game. So, if they play to their numbers, the 4.5, the 6, the 6.5 shouldn't matter. And Halliburton shouldn't matter if they play to their percentages. They haven't done it yet. They haven't played a complete game yet. But, I think that it probably comes tonight. A lot of variance in an elimination game that's hard to eliminate. You never know if you assume that Indiana's not going to quit and they're going to keep pushing the pace. You're going to keep more, which would lead to the over. But in reality, if the blowout is that bad, Carlisle might pull guys for the last 3 minutes, because there's no reason to. And there's a lot of variance you can't account for. So I don't think Indiana's in the same league as Oklahoma City. I've said that all series long, and I don't think they are tonight.
A quick note on the total that I wanted to mention here. The first half total specifically. In the previous 5 years in the NBA Finals, the first half under is now 21-6. That includes 3 and 2, 5 games so far in this series. Interestingly, though, the first 2 games here in Indiana both went over. That was because the Pacers scored 60 and 64 points in the first halves of those 2 games. I'd be surprised if that happened again.
Well, the other thing, too, is that the Oklahoma City defense has really stepped it up the last 2 games. And that's really what the problem has been this entire series, isn't their offense, that their defense has been dog piss. It hasn't been good, and it finally showed up, to the second half of game 4 and all of game 5, and that's ultimately what's going to be the difference here. Look, I would tell you this much. The game script for Indiana to win this thing, they have to get a lead. They have to be leading at halftime, start the third quarter fast, and then turn around and keep Oklahoma City in chase mode, where, again, they forget about defense and they just try to play catch up to Indiana the whole way. Again, I'm sick and tired of hearing the moronic statement of, well, Indiana's comfortable down by 10. That's an asinine thing to say.
Completely asinine.
Rick Carlisle's not telling his team, let's just spot them 10 points and then we'll start playing. It's a stupid theory. It's dumb. Nobody actually agrees with it. When they say it out loud, you just sound moronic. No, they're not. If you're asking whether you'd rather be down by 10 or up by 10, everybody in Indiana is going to say, I'd rather be up by 10. So that asinine theory doesn't hold water.
Who's been saying that? I want to know who's been saying that. It's a bad take.
I've heard plenty of analysts say, well, Indiana's comfortable playing down by 10. No, they have to play down by 10 because they allowed 10 more points. I don't know what to tell you.
The fact they've won 5 games when trailing by 15 or more points this postseason is talk about an outlier. Talk about defying the odds. It's insanity.
Who are comfortable riding on a bicycle with no seat. I'm not one of them.
That would hurt.
I wouldn't do it. So, point is, anyway, this is an Indiana team that's better with the lead. They have to play with the lead, and that's the only way they can do it. Again, I would endorse OKC -3 in the first half. I would endorse OKC -1 in the first quarter. If you'd like to get trippy and Try something. But again, I'm stupid right now, so don't listen to a word I say.
Sounds fun.
Do the exact opposite. But I think OKC comes out and sets the pace early. And if they put it this way, if they're not doing that, then guess what? They're probably not going to win this game. And I would tell you that if you're going to bet on Indiana, I would split half a unit on Indiana +6, split the other half on the money line. Because Indiana has not covered a game they didn't win this year in this postseason. There hasn't been one game where they've lost and covered, right?
And there also has not been a game where they've lost and scored at least
111
points. Yes.
Yeah.
That has been the magic number.
But however, being an elimination game, it feels like you can sit there and go, okay, well, I'd split half a unit on Indiana +6 because it may be tighter. It may be a lot tighter than you think. But again, a lot of this rests on Halliburton playing or not playing. And regardless, if OKC plays the game they should, it doesn't matter who plays. You could bring Reggie Miller back and it won't matter.
I find bikes uncomfortable even when they have a seat, to be honest with you. I don't like riding bikes. Thought I'd throw that in. All right, that's going to do it. It is a best bet. Oklahoma City -6 against Indiana. Our best bet yesterday, by the way, for those who score at home, a no action as the game did not go a full 9 innings. So let's see if we can close the NBA season out in style. Remember to head to WT.buzz/MZ, WT.buzz/BP for all of today's top winners. We liked the Mets and the Brewers as the respective halves of the double play. Smash that like button if you agree. Comment down below if with your plays for Thursday. How are you betting the NBA Finals? We would like to see that. That's always interesting. And let us know what you think of the double play and what you're doing in Major League Baseball as we will be back Friday. 3 more free winners. Remember to click subscribe. It does keep the content free. And until next time, let's cash some tickets.
Watch my winnings grow.